Okay, changing a spindle on a Brook spindle motor, polishing, buffing, stuff like that. We've got detachable spindles on a thread, 1/4 inch UNF. It's 22 TPI, I believe. That's what I measured it at. So in case you wanted to get other spindles made up for them, that's what you need to get the thread cut at. I think. Check that. Yeah, so it's a pre-war motor, Second World War. Not sure the exact year. Someone put on a post recently that they had one. It was from 1914 or something like that. This is very similar with the housing on the outside, similar cast pattern. You've got the thread. Oh, 12 TPI. I said it wrong. 1/4 inch UNF, 12 TPI. That's for the threads for these spindles here. Alright, this is it. This is my Brook spindle motor, double spindle. There we go. I've got my large spindle on at the moment for doing general hollow wear and stuff whenever I don't need to get into anything like small or anything like that. So when changing, there's these holes to allow for a Tommy bar to be fit in, and just made these from a bit of steel bar offcuts, and then just ground down the, come on focus, there we go, ground down the ends to fit nice and easily into the holes. You don't want them going all the way through. You don't want this bit going all the way through the spindle, because you for reasons later on you won't be able to do this and revolve the spindle and then extract it quick enough. It'll just get stuck and go like that. So that's useful for when you're de-threading it. I'll show you in a second. So what you do is, it's very self-explanatory. Put the Tommy bars in each of the spindle sections. One attached to the motor, one attached to the detachable spindle. And I'm just going to prop the camera up a bit more. There we go. Might do it. And I'm going to go around this way. I just put a little bit of, there we go. Oh, it's already come loose. If it's tight, you can just get a mallet on it and whack it down. Or if you don't necessarily have another Tommy bar to put in here, or it's not coming off loose with that, you can always use a mallet and just whack it around the spindle. I'll just show you that now. I've got one here that I use specifically for this. It is a what's it called? Buffalo horn mallet from, it's a really old one from a cutlery trade that I found, and I just use it for this purpose. So if I wanted to, let's say this is really tight and I couldn't get it off, I could just, you can do this with threads usually, just tap it, obviously with a mallet and not a hammer, not a steel hammer, because you will damage the spindle. And with the mallet being soft, you just tap it, turn it, tap it, it's still stuck, look. There we go, now it's loose. So that works for that purpose. Some of the spindles that I've got, the threads get a bit tight and bind up a bit, so that's useful for when that happens. And then once we've got it loose, we can, I'm just going to get around. Once we've got it loose, we hold the spindle and we get the Tommy bar and we just do, oops a daisy, not that, we do this. Put it in, and this is why you need a short little bit at the end instead of it going all the way through, just so it comes out naturally as it as you spin it and revolve it. And almost there. There we go. So now I want to change to a reduced spindle. So my reduced spindle is this one. I don't know what it is, probably about 3/4 of an inch or something like that. My granddad made this one. It's pretty handy because it probably costs quite a bit to have them made. Engineers. And then what we do to put it on, if you are a beginner or someone obviously not, I mean, this is ideally what you want to be doing anyway, just to be on the safe side. Only when you become more accommodated with and used to working on a spindle motor that you should do the other thing, but obviously at your own risk. Just ideally make sure the threads are clean, obviously. Make sure there's no compound or anything in there. And the same on this, and make sure this mating surface is clean as well, so that nothing is going to bind up on here and throw it off center when it aligns. So you want to start the thread, and then you can, if you like, you just do the same process again by spinning it on, holding the thread, spindle, sorry, holding the spindle steady, and then letting it thread on naturally. Alternatively, you can do this so it's already part thread, and this would be the safer version of the one that you'd normally see polishers, buffers doing. So you can hold it, and then you can press the on button and then immediately press the off button to just start the motor and let it start revolving a little bit. But obviously you need to press them in sequence successfully, otherwise you're just going to have to go and stay on. So there we go, and it's on. So alternative to that, just going to whip this off again. You might then see people doing it. I'm going to show you this just so you know, even though I wouldn't advise you to do this, but this is the reason why you see people doing this, just so you know, is because it's just all efficiency and speed, and it doesn't take that much longer, I suppose, to just start the thread by turning it on. But you can just do the on-off thing again whilst it's bare, and then you offer your spindle up to it, and there we go, done. So that obviously can be a bit dangerous if you misalign your threads when you're offering up the spindle to the thread on the motor. So what can happen is you can cross thread it and it can get stuck and then start juddering about. So if it goes that fast, slow it down or wait for it to slow down. So you can do that essentially. I'm not going to let it go on because I don't want to damage the threads, but done that a couple of times. It's not very pleasant, but try not to do that if you're doing this. I don't advise anyone to do this, but if you're going to do it, then do it properly, do it safely, do it at your own risk. So once again, on, off, slow it down a bit, get it to a comfortable speed, then offer it up, try and get it true. There we go. It's quite a nice lead on this thread, so it just goes on, and then let it go on and stop it. There we go. If it's going too fast, it's going to go on, obviously, faster onto the thread, then that'll be when it binds up on this mating surface and it'll get really stuck. That's loose now, obviously, because it's not had that problem. But if it's gone on like that, now it's stuck. There we go, I shifted it again. So now you can see how I let the motor go on almost full speed, and it's now reached the end of the thread and it's bound up. So sometimes when this spindle gets stuck, I do need to use the mallet on it because it does it is trickier to get it off without a with a Tommy bar. I put the Tommy bar in. Let's see. Okay, it's okay, but after a bit of work, it might tighten up and seize. So that's when you'd use the mallet. Obviously, if you've got old spindles, you can take them off, and just you want to check that they're all nice and clean. You can get like some sort of, brush, like a toilet brush looking thing, and then not literally a toilet brush, but one of them, and clean it out. Put some oil in there. Always make sure that there's no, if you're buffing, always make sure that there's no pumice and compound around the mating surface and in the threads, because it will wear on the threads. It'll make it line up not true. It'll throw it out of line, and then you'll have a spindle oscillating like that. And then all of your buffs and felts will be oscillating as well and not be true. So when they spin, they won't be spinning true. So that spins true, nice. Because they've all been cut to this, spinning at this dead central. So if that's out of line and that's off by a bit, these buffs are going to be off by a bit, and you're going to be messing around with them. You don't know, and then they'll all go out of line when you screw them back on. And if the spindle's back on true, they'll all be cut out of line. So always keep all this stuff clean and make sure it's dead centered. Well, as centered as it's calibrated out, whatever. Same with your buffs. And that's it. And go to work, and yeah.